What is going on YouTube? Today I got something super different, something I never had before that I'm excited to have. I just seen it randomly and I'm like, you know what? It just started snowing. It's cold outside. Let me get something that's nice and hearty. I got myself some beef stew. It's just super unfortunate because it's in a thing like this where you can't see anything. I hate that. I'm gonna invest into like a little small glass bowl so that way you guys can like see at least the food, because when I have food like this, you can't see anything. I can't even make a picture of it. So I got this, and it also comes with like a couple dinner rolls, which I'm really excited for. It smells good. So apparently it's just like beef, thick gravy, and vegetables. But before we get started here, remember to like, comment, share, subscribe. Leave a comment down below if you want to try anything I talk about. I'm down to do that as always. Check out the timestamps in the description. So go first bite here. Look at that. So it's got like carrots in it. It's got beef, potatoes. Oh, this looks good. Like, this looks good. Look at that. Ooh. Yeah, this looks good. First bite here. It's hot. It's so hot. So the gravy is nice and thick. It's nice and like rich. Try it with the beef here. It's like something you'd get when you're like on your way home from work or school and you're like spending so much time in the cold. And you're like, you know what? I need to get something that's going to warm me up. This is exactly it. So I've never been the biggest like soup person or stew person, but this just all around sound like a good idea. It's super cold in my room too. I've had my heater on all day, every day. It's just freezing in here. And this is like, this warmed me up. Nice. Potatoes are nice and tender. The beef is nice and tender too. Thick, not too overly salty, which is pretty good. And this place actually was pretty cheap. I'm not gonna lie to you. This is probably one of, if not the cheapest Uber Eats order I've gotten. It has to be. This Uber Eats order, this food with this and a drink was $16. After everything, $16, which is like unheard of. I guess maybe because there's no delivery. Delivery is usually a killer. Delivery usually like, I don't know, $5, but it's like super Thanksgiving-y. There's a dinner roll here. It's really soft. Ooh, yeah. Look at that. Yeah. That's nice. Put some beef on it. Maybe if I can get potato on it too. Wherever that went. I can't find it, but definitely something to get when you want to warm your soul. Soak it in there. But how was your guys' day today? My day, boring. All I did was just work. I sit here and freeze. I took like 4 naps because we're so tired, or 3, I guess. Every single break, I just took a nap because so tired. Haven't been getting much sleep, but you know, weekend time now for me. So I'm gonna get some sleep in. Topic of the video today is the Marvels. I did go and see the Marvels. I was kind of reluctant to go see it because a lot of these like newer superhero movies have been absolutely atrocious. But I was like, you know what? Let me give it the benefit of the doubt. Let's hope that it's better, right? I didn't really see the ratings for anything beforehand, so I was like, let me just go in. Now, this movie, just like other movies, was horrible. It actually, ironically, made me rethink Hunger Games, my rating for Hunger Games, watching this. I know it's unrelated, but it just made me rethink it. And I'm just watching this movie, I'm like, wow, this movie is like, I hate it. Basically, this movie follows Captain Marvel, Miss Marvel, and like the daughter of Captain Marvel's friend in the first movie, because she now has powers. All three of them has powers. And this person whose world was destroyed by Captain Marvel is like going around stealing resources from places to help bring life back to her planet, because Captain Marvel destroyed her planet by destroying the intelligence on the planet because she thought it would help them, right? There are so many things wrong with this movie that's actually annoying. So one, the acting and CGI in the movie, horrible. I don't know. I think they're getting worse like every time a new movie comes out. I noticed it with like Ant-Man 2, Ant-Man, and Doctor Strange, like the multiverse one. They all had such bad CGI, and a lot of the acting was like really bad. I don't know what's going on, or they're not putting enough like effort into the movies. I don't know what's going on. But essentially in the movie, they're going around trying to stop, I don't remember her name, but like the main villain in the movie from like siphoning all these resources, right? And they couldn't stop a couple places. Like there's one planet with a Skrull are where she takes the atmosphere from that planet. They couldn't stop her. There's another planet where like a big chunk of the movie or of that time there is them singing because they can only speak in song. I hate that part because I hate singing in movies. But there's that part where they're fighting and they lost a fight there. They escape because they're getting chased by missiles. This lady is like a god. Captain Marvel is like a god. She could do so many things. She could destroy ships. She could shoot power beams. She could do so many things, but they're running away from missiles because they're afraid of dying. Please. But they left there. That planet got stolen, destroyed, and the water got stolen and everyone died. And then the next place they went to go is to the sun, like Earth's sun. They went to go to the sun to steal that sun, to reignite the sun of her home planet. Because the problem with her home planet was after Captain Marvel destroyed the central intelligence in that planet ran out of oxygen, water, and their sun turned into a red dwarf. How they're still alive without like the three essentials to life, water, oxygen, and sunlight, is beyond me. I don't know how they're living. I don't know how that planet even had any sun or electricity or anything like that. It's beyond me. But basically, in order to steal all these resources from places, the bad guy needed like a bangle. And the bangle is like a mythical, cosmic, like powerful item that also Miss Marvel, who's in the movie, it's like the brown girl from Markham apparently. She has one of them, and this lady has the other one, right? So she needs both of them so she can have like the full power of the bangles in order to like siphon all this energy and all that stuff. Obviously, they're like, no, we have to stop her. But there's one problem. The problem is that they need to work as like a team because they all touch some sort of like jump point, and the jump point made their powers intertwined. Now, every time they use their powers, they swap roles. Or they swap where they are, which is a pretty cool concept. Let's start with the good thing about the movie. It has representation. It has like, I think they're like Pakistani, I'm gonna assume, because they're like Muslim in the movie. I don't think they're Indian, but they could be Indian too. And well, her last name was Khan in the movie, so I'm gonna assume she's like Pakistani or something. So they do like a lot of representation, which Disney likes to do a lot too. They were Blue Beetle. The choreography at times wasn't like too bad. It was pretty like interesting. And it was like a fun movie, I guess, that you just watch just to kill some time. But man, one thing that's so annoying to me in these movies is how they nerf people. Like, they really just nerf these heroes. Like, Captain Marvel's supposed to be going toe to toe with like Thanos and stuff. At least she did for a short time in like Endgame, right? And she can't beat this lady. Mind you, this lady, the only power she has is her hammer, which is called like a universal weapon or a cosmic weapon or a world weapon or something like that. And she has the bangle. Now, there's a time in the movie where them three, they fight her like a 3v1, and she fights all of them and beats them all for like a majority of the fight. How that's possible when all three of them are like Marvel related? Like one of the girls can like phase through stuff and shoot beams. Captain Marvel's Captain Marvel, and Miss Marvel also has the bangle and can like do like hardening abilities. Now, when they're fighting her, she loses her hammer, which means her only power is the bangle. Why do the three of them lose for majority of the fight when this girl only has the bangle? That makes no sense to me, because one, half her power is gone because her hammer's gone. Two, Miss Marvel also has the bangle, so technically she should be on par with her, and the other two should just be like accessories to the fighting. And then there's a part where they she gets a hold of like Miss Marvel and puts a hammer on her hands, like, oh, if you move, then I'm gonna kill her before you can move, or something like that. Captain Marvel's supposed to be faster. I'm like, I don't think that's a possibility. But also, why don't they just swap places in that spot? Like, it's just it like made no sense. And then obviously the situation here calls for them like ending her, because at the end of the fight, like something falls on her and like stabs her, and then they need to like, you know, end her for them to fix everything and take the bangle. But instead what they do is they lift up and help her, because they're like, oh, killing is not the way to do it. We can't do it, can't kill her. And then obviously she betrays them. So it's just like, there's so many cliches in the movie, and it's so annoying. No. Also, they didn't go to the background of Miss Marvel, like how she got her power stuff. They said she got her bangle from her grandma who sent it to her or something like that. But they didn't get into the like how she got her powers. And I understand they don't need to do it all the time. Like, they didn't do it for like Tom Holland's Spider-Man, but Tom Holland's Spider-Man movies were good. So it's just like, I feel like this movie would have benefited by kind of giving us like a backstory about her. Because why do we care about her? Like, why do we care about her? Like, in actuality, there's no reason to care about her, because you didn't give us anything about her to care about. It's just that she's here and she's like a teenager who's like annoying and like really happy to meet Captain Marvel. Like, I don't know. They could have done so much better things. Like, I hated the main villain. I hated how she was acting. It was just so much wrong with the movie. And I know I'm not alone in that too, because this movie just came out like last week, I think it came out last week or 2 weeks ago. I went out on a Saturday night. 0 people in that movie. Only me and like the 2 other people I went with. We were the only people in that theater. So it's just like, Saturday, the movies are usually busy. People usually go to see movies going out and stuff, especially as the winter time. It's getting colder. Everyone's trying to be inside. I don't know. I don't really have any hope for like Marvel movies anymore. Like, Guardians of the Galaxy was outstanding. Deadpool is probably really good too, but it's just like, wow, they're just not keeping up with the quality of these movies. And the ending scene kind of made no sense. Well, the ending scene didn't make no sense to me, but it's just like this. Here, I'll explain it. Spoiler alert for the after credit scene. This whole video is a spoiler, obviously, but like, this is like another spoiler. So basically, after the bad girl gets both the bangles, she opens up a tear in reality, and the realities start merging. And then the Professor Marvel girl goes in. She has to sew it up. She sews up the reality, right? And then she ends up in a reality where the Illuminati exists. I don't know if you guys remember in like the multiverse madness, where there's like the Illuminati. There was like the guy who could say stuff and like kill people. There was like Mr. Fantastic, John Krasinski, and then there's like Captain Marvel. And it was like, she was in this movie at the very end. And then when the girl woke up, because that's like her mom, in her reality, that's her mom. But in that reality, she's like Captain Marvel. She's like, oh, mom. And then Beast is in there from X-Men. And he's like, oh, it looks like you came in through another reality, which is impossible, and walks away. Why didn't she just be like, actually, it's not impossible. I came in from another reality. This is what happened really quickly, because I can explain what happened really quickly. I'm explaining what happened really quickly right now, relatively. She could have just said that. And it was just like, I hate in movies when people say stuff and they don't explain it. Like someone's like, oh, why didn't you do this? Why didn't you do this? And the person just sits there and just like, huh. And they don't say anything. Like that's exactly what she did. She was just like, instead of just being like, it's not impossible, this is literally what happened. Like there's got two bangles or cosmic weapons. Hit him, open up reality. I went and closed reality with the power of the bangles. Look at that. Done. 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 It was just annoying. It's just annoying. And there's just so many other little things in the movie, like the dialogue, the pep talk, you know how they do in Blue Beetle? Come here, you're my child, you're gonna be great, you're gonna do good. Like, oh my God. It's like, at least with like the other phases, like 1 through 3 and things like that, the movies were like, I guess you call them kids movies, kind of, but at least they had like adult aspects to the movies. These movies just seem like they're just for kids. Like just for kids. Like I feel like a kid watching this movie. I went and saw Lightyear in the theater, and that movie was a kid's movie. And it felt like a more adult movie. It touched on more adult themes than this movie did. It's just, I don't know. It's getting me heated. It's getting me going. It's annoying. I'm just gonna take the final bite here of this, because it's basically done. Right there. Oh, you can't even see. Or I'll just come like a bit closer. Look at that. Yeah, looking good and potatoey. With that being said, guys, that was Maguire's Irish Pub. The beef stew is really good. I'll give it like a 7 out of 10. It was nice, warm, tasted nice. Gravy was nice and thick, wasn't too overly salty. Seasoned well, potatoes were nice and tender, beef was nice and tender. All around a good experience for like the winter time. You gotta give it that. With that being said, guys, remember to like, comment, share, subscribe. Leave a comment down below if anything you want to try, anything you want to talk about. I'm down to, as always, check out suggested videos in the side. And yeah, the Marvels, I didn't like the movie. I'll give it like a 4 out of 10. There was just so many things wrong with it, and so many things they could have did better, but it just seems like it was like maybe negligence, or just they don't care, or maybe they thought it'd be a good idea. I don't know. But I give that movie a 4 out of 10. Maguire's Irish Pub beef stew, as I mentioned, I'll give that a 7 out of 10. And yeah, first review. Peace.